Annual Business Plan, Accounting section of CFO100. In this video, you study how to make an annual business plan as CFO. First, we need to consider what is the process of making an annual business plan and how to manage the entire process. The contents of the business plan are the most important thing, but CFO needs to take care of the sequence of making a business plan because the CFO should take the initiative of it. If you look at the left side of the slides, you can find the three important elements of the purpose of the business plan. First, the business plan determines the strategy of the company. This is the main purpose of making a business plan. You already understand this function, and this is the main function of the business plan. Secondly, the business plan determines the profitability of the company and the project. This word has two meanings. The first one is at the operating company level, how much this company generates revenue and how much this company can generate profit. The second meaning is profitability from the shareholder perspective. Dividends and how to treat the remaining cash have an impact on the profitability of the project. In addition to the above points, making a business plan is a commitment of stakeholders. Once the company and CFO prepare the business plan, this is a clear commitment to stakeholders, including shareholders, customers, suppliers, and employees. Especially, it is a very clear commitment to its shareholders. When CFO makes a business plan, we need to put those three elements in our mind. When it comes to talking about the specific sequence, there are three steps. In the first step, you need to fix the date of board of director meeting or shareholder meeting. This is a very basic thing to do. But if your company is a private company owned by only 2 or 3 shareholders, setting a proper date for those meetings has an impact on the decision-making process. If you make a mistake in setting the proper date for those people, it has the difficult situation for CFO to have a consensus including important shareholders and decision makers. In addition to that, the company creates the first draft of the business plan and it should be circulated, having enough time to review by shareholders and BOD. CFO should request the query from the board of directors and shareholders, giving enough time for them to review it. The second step is that CFO needs to gather those queries and questions from counterparties and collect their opinions. CFO reflects those to second draft of the business plan. CFO sometimes needs to suggest a separate meeting for a hot specific topic, including working members from shareholders. After having those sequences, CFO can finalize the business plan and circulate it to the board of director members and shareholder meeting members. Then have the formal meeting to get authorization on the plan. Talks of the meeting should be properly recorded as a memorandum and circulated to the related members. This administrative process can make the contents of the decision much clearer, and it determines the commitment to stakeholders. It also avoids each member's misunderstanding of the commitment. You may not imagine the real situation, but the misunderstanding sometimes causes conflict between CFO and each different stakeholders. When it comes to making the content of the business plan, you can see a general structure in this slide. You need to collaborate with many divisions in your company. Generally speaking, as CFO, the business plan means financial documents, but a business plan always contains many aspects of the plan, not only for financial side, but also operation, procurement, and other many factors. In the left picture, you can see the items of the content. These are just an example of the content. Your company may contain more technical points of view in the business plan. Although the contents are different in each company, CFO need to understand the basic structure of the business plan, and you can get the image of the whole picture of it. Of course, CFO's main focus is the part of financial, accounting, and tax. If you would like to understand much more about the contents of this part, you can see the right side of the box. This part consists of several small parts from base assumption to dividend plan. In this part, the dividend plan seems subcategory apart from business operation, but as I told you on the last page, the business plan has an aspect of the commitment to the shareholder. CFO need to understand that shareholders are always keen on dividend and capital plans because those parts have a direct impact on the profitability from their perspective. As much crucial item, CFO should define the amount and timing of new capital injection if he needs it. Shareholders generally take time for the decision making to inject money into the company, and they need internal approval for that. Without a clear plan and proactive raising issues, CFO struggles with cash management during waiting for the shareholders' approval. The business plan had the function of an earlier reminder of such a big issue for shareholders. You have previous year's practice in your company, but it is better for you to check whether the plan contains sufficient content in each segment. On the next page, I would like you to understand the different aspects of the business plan. A CFO's main function is financial control for the operating business, but you need to understand how our shareholders look at our business plan and what is shareholders' function. CFO also has this aspect if his company has subsidiaries. CFO attends the meeting of those subsidiaries and gives proper comments to brush up on their business plan. That's why you need to learn behavior of shareholder. This picture shows several different points of view and functions of the shareholder. For example, you need to see the comparison between the actual figure for the previous year and the next plan. And also, you check whether or not there are clear KPIs and commitment from management about profitability. The business plan should propose solid targets which can be mentioned. If the plan is far from your expectation as CFO and shareholder, you need to ask questions and give pressure on the management. Not only expecting the company, but a shareholder can also find a contribution to the discussion about critical assumptions and give warning about the risks that the company has not realized. In some cases, the shareholder side has much experience in the industry and they have past knowledge and the solution for issues. Management usually wants to show the future is beautiful and positive, but this sometimes gives the wrong impression and explanation to shareholders. So the shareholder side needs to assess and evaluate the reality. If the company doesn't pay attention to the risk, shareholders raise the issue. In addition to that, an interesting thing is that you'll find a conflict of interest between 2 or 3 shareholders. Each shareholder doesn't always have the same interest. There is a possibility that shareholders suggest the change of the company only considering their interests. For example, a shareholder having another trading business with the company makes the company cost center to supply the product at a very cheap price. In such a case, you need to raise the issue and keep the company's direction to the reasonable side to maintain it as going concern. CFO and shareholder can make a reasonable business plan. Shareholder function has many aspects, but the important to mind is that shareholders should give additional value to the company. In this section, you have learned the overview of the annual business plan and what is the sequence of the process and contents. You have also learned key aspects to evaluate the business plan from shareholder points of view.